Yeah, that's right. We're following some breaking news now, a cross-county police pursuit. And we've been following it for several moments now. This red vehicle here, and Ralph Rayburn has been watching it. Where are we right now, Ralph?
Yeah, we understand that this red Volkswagen fled from police in Miami Gardens after shots were fired in a neighborhood in Miami Gardens. The vehicle, according to police, then tried to ram into a police officer's vehicle. We are now north of Yamato Road, going into West Palm Beach. They have used 3 county agencies here, Miami-Dade, Miami Gardens. Broward County was up, and their sheriff's office helicopter is up, and we are now going into West Palm Beach, and they have notified the police up here that they are pursuing this vehicle. Reports are that shots were fired, as we said, in Miami Gardens, and then one of the windows of the vehicle was rolled down, and a weapon was believed to be seen thrown from that vehicle as it fled from police officers. There are police officers behind the vehicle. He's using the breakdown lane here, traveling at an extremely high rate of speed. You can judge for yourself by how the vehicle is passing the other vehicles here. And I'm going to bring the camera back out here just for a second to see. You can see there's an undercover car there and several other vehicles following behind it. And you can see the shadow of the helicopter right there in the shot. That's the Broward Sheriff's Office, one of their helicopters that is now coordinating this police pursuit. A very, very dangerous situation here. We want to warn viewers at home that they are looking at live video here. We don't know what's going to happen, but we are going to provide these pictures and commentary as we continue to go northbound into West Palm Beach. I got to look over at my GPS here quickly and see if I can give you an indication of what road we're passing here, but we are northbound on the I-95. Again, 3 counties involved so far as this red vehicle tries to elude police officers after shots were fired in Miami Gardens. That's what we know so far.
Ralph, this guy is cooking. How fast do you think he's going?
Well, my GPS says that right now we're doing 102, and we're keeping pace with him, or the driver. We don't know who the driver is. Yes, very, very high rate of speed, very dangerous situation out here, especially during rush hour. Amazingly, the fact that they were able to get this far north on busy I-95 at this hour. But again, we continue to go northbound. I'm looking out my window for a. Hang on a second, Joe. You got a cross street for me yet? Okay, well, I'm being told that we're just entering Boynton Beach, so we're entering Boynton Beach going northbound. Tri-county chase, as our graphic says right there. This has been going on for some time. We picked up the call that this was occurring when we were down at that brush fire all the way down south, and we had time to fly all the way up here and finally catch up with them as they continue to go northbound, again, as we said earlier, at a high rate of speed. I'll bring the camera back out here one more time here to see who else is involved here, and you're going to see other units there continuing to follow that vehicle. There's the first marked vehicle on the lower left corner of your screen, but there are a number of police agencies involved now as this red vehicle continues to try to elude police here. Really very dangerous situation here on I-95 going into Boynton Beach.
You know, and especially, Ralph, I mean, this car is coming behind the traffic, so obviously they have no idea what's coming up behind them. And as you mentioned, the first marked car that we've spotted keeping somewhat of a distance behind, but you could just tell. I mean, we don't even have a GPS, obviously, here, or any indication from our vantage point, but it just looks like that car, that SUV there is really hauling.
Yeah, steadily between 100 or 99 miles an hour right now is what our airspeed is indicating, and that's a pretty close, relative to the ground speed, it's pretty close. And you can see, again, by the way he's passing those vehicles, most of those vehicles are probably doing 50 or 60 miles an hour anyway, and again, dangerously close to the traffic on that far inside lane there as they continue to go northbound. I'm looking out my window here to see if I can pick up a landmark for you. The Broward Sheriff's Office chopper is almost right above here. Let me bring the camera out, see if you can see them.
See the shadow, I believe.
Yeah, his shadow, I don't know. I don't want to zoom out too much and lose the vehicle there, but again, you can see the shadow of that police helicopter following it. It's going to be a matter of this guy stopping. They had discussed putting out what they call stop sticks, calling up to head to Palm Beach County Police and see West Palm Beach Police up here to see if they could get stop sticks out on the roadway. But that would be a very, very dangerous situation also for any other vehicles that are traveling northbound here at this hour.
You know, it's always incredible. Mike and I talk about this whenever we see chases, why people, I mean, you know, this is not a rational decision, obviously, but I mean, you've got to wonder what this driver is thinking. You've got at least 2 helicopters over you. I mean, how far can he go? I mean,
well, that's the thing. Unknown how many people are in the vehicle, unknown their state of mind right now, and of course unknown what's going to happen with traffic up ahead as we continue to go north here. I'll bring the camera back out just a little ways here. Again, we're going to be, as we continue to go north, there's a possibility that we will lose the picture here, considering the distance we are from the transmitter. And if that happens, of course, we'll try to record everything, and then when we can get back within range, we'll get it back to you. But in the meantime, let's reiterate and go back over the information we know. A while back, there was a call of shots fired in Miami Gardens. Miami Gardens police responded to the area where those shots were fired. At that time, this vehicle fled from police officers. It's believed, and according to the police in Miami Gardens, the vehicle tried to ram them, and they followed, asking for additional backup. They crossed a county line and went into Broward County. The Broward Sheriff's Office launched one of their helicopters immediately, and that helicopter caught up with the vehicle up around Oakland Park, continued northbound, passing, past the airport, past downtown, past Executive Airport, and then continued north. We caught up with it just north of Sample Road, going into the area near Yamato. Up in West Palm Beach, which is where we are now as we continue northbound. I'm going to ask my pilot, Joe Mancino. We're coming up on Hypoluxo Road, he tells me, so you can imagine how far north we are now. This chase going on now for some, let me look here, I want to say more than 25 minutes.
It looks like
he's been following this vehicle.
Yeah, trying to exit here, or at least, yeah, that's what it appears, getting onto an exit ramp. For so long on that shoulder, and as we've talked about before, I mean, we know what type of debris.
There's a crash right there.
There
it
was,
crash?
yeah. And there,
lost a tire,
there it
the
is,
front tire.
tire's out.
Right, he's lost a tire. This is going to be coming to an end. We again caution our viewers at home to be leery of what might transpire here. But again, you're going to see the bailout of the driver. There he goes. He's fleeing over the guardrail. He's going to jump all the way down. It's probably a 20-foot drop as he runs now into the neighborhood. We're trying to turn and stay with him as he runs through the neighborhoods here, crossing a roadway here. Everything is happening east of I-95 here. Running through a backyard in a development here. You can see a dog.
Going after him.
Yeah, going after him here, quickly over the fence there. Again, obviously, we're concerned for the person that he struck, the vehicle that he struck. We will get back to that in a moment as we try to watch where this person is running here, over another fence here into a backyard, following along the back line of the house there. All right, you guys tell me if you see him pop out, because right now we're focusing right there. Looks like he's hiding or may have stopped on that side of the house there. I'll bring the camera around here, not lose the shot, but you know, we know that, yeah, it's an orange house on the corner, and we know that the Broward Sheriff's chopper is down below us there, so we saw him disappear right behind that wall right there, and that's the last time that we have seen him. We don't know if he was able to get inside or shimmy along the wall there, but that's a house on the corner. We've got a police officer's vehicle pulling up here, right here on the corner. Officer's opening his door. And again, as you watch along with us, another police officer pulls up right alongside of him there. Again, this all starting, as we said earlier, in Miami Gardens. Police now looking for a suspect who had involved in a crash after a 3-county police chase. And that puts a bunch of agencies involved with this search now, looking for this suspect here. But again, as we said earlier, the last time that we saw the suspect was right in this area right here. And we'll continue to watch this, and we'll turn it back over to you.
Don't go far, everybody at home. You are watching 7 News at 5, continuing coverage of this chase that began, as Ralph indicated, with some sort of incident in Miami Gardens, went through Miami-Dade County, Broward County, ending now just moments ago in southern Palm Beach County, and we're continuing to bring you the latest. Hello again, I'm Craig Stevens.
I'm Belkis Naray. 7 Skyforce is over the scene. Ralph Rayburn is in the chopper. We saw the car on the highway, Ralph. It got into some sort of accident. Looked like it maybe even lost the wheel. And at that point, the driver ditched and ran off, and that's where we are now.
That's correct, and as we said before, they've released a dog here now that's picked up the scent of the suspect, we believe, and that dog is going to go onto the property here now. We'll keep the camera trained on the officers here. You can see that the officer with the dog is also being followed by an armed police officer there with his gun drawn, with his weapon drawn, as they go around the back of the house. Let me try to crank the gain up there a little bit so you can see a little better underneath the trees. And again, we saw as you said, we saw that accident occur, and we saw the tires get cut there, and the vehicle slam. Here we go. There we go. There's the suspect being taken, and the dog's getting a bite on that suspect right now. And we'll say that the chase is over, that the suspect is going to be in police custody shortly. I'm out of comments here. You guys can
Ralph,
pick it up.
really quick, Ralph, because it started in Miami-Dade, went through Broward, and is now in Palm Beach. What city are we in? Any idea?
Okay, I'm gonna look away from the screen here and reset my GPS just a second, because it has to calibrate as we're going, and we were going so fast that it could not keep up. Joe, give me a rough idea. We are just south of Lantana Road, between Lantana on the north and Hypoluxo on the south, and we are east of I-95 about a half a block.
So you're in West Palm Beach.
Yeah, pretty much, yes.
Got it. That didn't take very long for the dog to track down that suspect and for police to find their guy, did it?
Well, there's an adage that the police departments use that you can outrun a person on foot, but you can't outrun a helicopter, and you can't outrun the radios. And apparently, the guy, the pilot, and the crew that was doing the surveillance from up above directed these ground crews right into where this was all occurring. And as you saw the takedown live here on WSVN.
Although he certainly gave it his best shot. I don't know if we can re-loop the moments when the vehicle crashed and the driver of the car got out, jumped down a pretty steep embankment. We're going to see this come to an end here. This happened, you saw it live on our air probably in the last 5 or 6 minutes.
There's the crash right there.
There's the crash. And without much delay, once the vehicle comes to a stop, he comes out, makes a pretty steep jump.
And avoids hitting other cars, which were backed up at that point, except for that car.
And you'll see that this guy must have had track and field, assuming he went to school at some point, because look at him as he makes these jumps
right over that
and scales these fences. That's a pretty steep, pretty steep jump. Makes the first fence. Dog comes after, makes another fence. I mean, the guy.
If I'm not mistaken, we had video of a guy that tried to do that a couple weeks ago. Remember when he landed on the other side of the fence? It was over, broke some bones, and that was the end of his run.
There's the dog.
But not this guy.
Crawls in another fence.
And that's just a dog that was in a yard. That's obviously not the police dog that eventually caught up to him. Ralph, do we have any idea if there was anybody else in that car that he ditched?
Well, Belkis, as you know from all the times that we've done these, normally we stay with the driver of the vehicle, because that's the person that's going to stand the most serious charges because of the chase, and he appeared to be the only person that got out of the vehicle. We can, if you'd like, we can go back over to the other location and check out and see if there's anybody being treated on that scene, or we can stay over this. But I think for the time being, we'll stay right here until we get a determination from you guys what you want to do.
You do that, Ralph. You check back on that, and we'll check back with you. Again, this is the conclusion of that chase that started in Miami-Dade and ended a little while ago in southern Palm Beach County. We'll keep an eye on that. Ralph, as always, thanks for that quick hustle. Appreciate it.
Okay, bye.
And this developing story, you'll see this video in just one station, as a high-speed chase through 3 counties ends in dramatic fashion. We are live.
This is 7 News at 6.
We're going to begin with video of that chase that you will see on just one station. A heart-stopping ride starting in Miami-Dade County, speeding through Broward and into Palm Beach County.
The pursuit ending with a crash, but it didn't end there. The driver making a daring run for it. Hello again, everybody. Good evening. The driver hoping to hide from officers after that tri-county chase.
But he would not be able to escape a police canine. Ralph Rayburn live once again in Skyforce HD with more of his exclusive video. Ralph?
Yeah, Belkis and Craig, the exit ramp here on I-95 at Gateway Boulevard remains closed because this investigation is just getting underway here. The vehicle that was being pursued by police through 3 counties is this orange one right here where it came to rest. Let's take a look at some video that we shot. This imagine the chase that lasted the better part of 35 or 40 minutes, and it was a 45-mile chase, at least 45 miles from where it started in Miami Gardens, after police say some robbery suspects tried to ram their car into arriving police officers at a call in Miami Gardens. They got on I-95 and started heading north, and they started asking for assistance from other agencies, including the Broward Sheriff's Office, Florida Highway Patrol, and the folks up here in Boynton Beach. They put their chopper up and followed the vehicle at speeds of over 100 miles an hour as it used the breakdown lane to come north on I-95, past Fort Lauderdale Airport, Executive Airport, up into Palm Beach County. Let's take a look at our second piece of video, and you're going to see the vehicle as he tries to exit the roadway there at Gateway Boulevard and crashes. You see him hit one car there, unknown on any injuries to the people that he struck, and as he guides the car between other vehicles there, he comes to rest as he loses a tire and smashes into the back of another car. The driver will then bail out of that vehicle and run directly toward the wall and jump and land down below about 20, maybe 20 feet. You see him right there going down over the wall, and he goes into a neighborhood here in Boynton Beach. The address where he ended up was Northwest 20th Court and 2nd Street. Now let's look at our third video clip here. You're going to see Boynton Beach officer Joe Crowder and his canine Dax as they take the subject into custody. They come around the back of the house there, and I want to point out while we watch this video that it was my pilot Joe Mancino relaying instructions to the Broward Sheriff's Office helicopter that he relayed to the guys on the ground as to exactly where the suspect was in the house, the location of the house. Our fourth video clip is going to show you the subject being walked and put in the back of a police car. We understand that there was a second suspect who did not leave the area of the vehicle up there on the ramp, thought better of it, and was taken into custody by police up on the ramp. As we come back out to our live picture, I can tell you that this roadway here is going to be closed because of the accident. Florida Highway Patrol has to conduct that, and then of course the folks from Miami Gardens have to get together with the folks from Boynton Beach to figure out how they're going to handle the investigation of the bailout, the stolen vehicle, and the takedown. That's our story here in Skyforce HD. I'm Ralph Redden reporting live.